You have just tuned in to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I'm your host tonight, Mr. James John, comedian extraordinaire, and the artist formerly an employee at Afro. I am no longer there. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Also, joined in virtual studio with some really good friends of mine who just found out that news. That's right. I'm what you call typical. I'm unemployed. That's right. Joining me in studio is our official sponsor from Kaufman and Lynn, a good friend of
That's why
mine.
you're
He's a
wearing the
comic book
wife beater.
creator. Absolutely, man.
Okay,
It's a new
makes sense
day.
now.
There you go. Now you understand. That's right. From
He
Kaufman and
sold his
Lynn, he is
sleeves.
that's right. He is a comic book creator. He is a comic as well. And he's been practicing law in Orlando and winning for the people for over 20 years. Mr. Jeff Kaufman is in the building as well. What's up, Mr. Kaufman?
Little shocked.
Are you?
I'm a lot of shocked.
Really?
I mean, we've been talking. You've been, yeah. I'm
got it.
You is that when they use the term "save it for the radio"? You really did save it for the radio.
I sure did, man. It's all about content. Absolutely. Yeah, it happened it happened on Valentine's Day.
But
all right, hey guys, real quick, I'm gonna skip my intro. Miguel's also here. Let's talk about this. I don't waste any time. Okay, I'm here, guys. You know my voice. Blah blah blah. He does things. Blah blah. So you're telling me, man, you're no longer creating any kind of shows or anything for Afro?
No, not at all, man. I got let go on Wednesday.
I thought you were doing. I thought what happened? The game. Yeah, I don't have words. There was a game show. There was this.
Yeah, it was a game show that I had reservations about. I won't mention what the reservations were. Just something I didn't think would go well in the communities. I thought it's a little outdated, the name of it. I thought that people would take it wrong, and I just think that it was a little tone deaf.
I thought the game show made the WB Frog look like a civil rights activist. Okay. All right. I thought the game show. Yeah. I thought the movie Bamboozled had a show on it that was more sensitive to the African American community than the game show you were going to be on, James.
I will jump. I don't
know what James can say, guys, about the game show he was going to be on, but in my opinion, if he came out tap dancing with a watermelon, the game show would have been more sensitive to black people. Okay? Like, I feel like the things I knew about the game show, and I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to do the talking here because I know James is in a position where he don't burn bridges. He doesn't want to say anything wrong. So I'm just going to say something.
The bridge was blown up.
The bridge is over. The bridge is over.
Wow. I got in a situation where I was talking to a gentleman who runs the place, won't say a name, and he was arguing with me for
we will call him the warlord Izabaga.
He was arguing with him for about 4 minutes.
Actor formerly known as Uncle Remus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this part, and I'll leave it alone because I'm okay. I know everybody's going to ask me when they hear this. At some point, I was told a statement. You guys don't understand because when you get off, you guys don't think about this job when you leave. Miguel, I think you can back me up on this. I went through a period of time where I was told that my particular show I was on could be canceled. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but if your show is about to be canceled as a TV host, you think about it when you go home. You think about it all the time because you have people that depend on you. You guys know I have a lot of dependents. So yeah, I would take that home and I would think about it a lot. And the person told me back when I said to them, of course I think about this job when I go home. It stresses me out. I think about it all the time. I'm getting phone calls at home for guests that want to be on my show when I did it. I'm making phone calls. I'm getting back with people. It doesn't stop, this job, if you work in entertainment. And then he replied, that's not true because I see you doing comedy shows every weekend.
Listen, James,
why would that be a determination that I don't care about the job if I'm still doing shows?
He's looking at it as, and this is a lot of businessmen who feel they're alone in the boat all the time. They constantly think that it's always about them, and I'm there. I know exactly where the line came from because I thought that myself a couple times. And it took me a long time. Actually, most people never find this out, that you can't do what you can do alone. And
Oh
that
no.
even though you're the one who in the end, the buck stops with you and the money stops with you, you're not alone, and you need people in that boat with you. But he obviously, in a way, looks at everybody as employees and not as people who help him get to where he needs to get to. And that is an old school mentality, and it doesn't work in today's world.
Dumb question. If you can see the other side of that, explain that logic to me. You don't care because I see you doing other things on the weekend.
Okay.
Where we're
Jealous.
not even.
All right, James, would you here's the way this works. Do you know what the end of the month is?
Yes.
Okay. End of month for most people is when they get their checks. For a business owner, the end of the month is, did I make it? Did I survive? Do I have money in the bank to pay for the next month? Do I have enough to do what I need to do? Now, for me, for example, I've had over 400 end of the months. And for example, my end of the month is today.
Yeah.
My financial end of the month ends on the 18th for me. No, a lot of people end on the end, which is the 31st. So tomorrow it starts over again for me.
That's right.
So I'm at 0 again. And that's what he's trying to say, that the understanding the books, you think about, oh, how's my show going? How's my guest going? How's my this? He's going, can I afford to pay for all of this? And he looks at that as that's so much more important than what you're feeling. And it's
still doesn't answer my question. I'm saying,
sure.
How do you equate, I don't think about this job?
I'll say
because I'm doing shows on the weekend.
Because you make money from other places. You're obviously having a secondary career possibly, and that's the way he's thinking about it. But he shouldn't even be thinking about that. What you do on your off time has nothing to do with your performance and what you're doing now. And like I said, the big problem is that he has not learned yet. He has not gotten his ass kicked bad enough that you realize that you need everybody who's in that boat with you on board with you, that you can't go, here, you get paid, so that's why you're going to work for me. I've got to show I care about you, or you're eventually just going to leave me for the hell of it. You're going to perform half-ass work and everything else. But a lot of owners don't get that, and neither does yours. It took me a long time myself to understand that concept, but you learn that through failure. You don't learn it in maybe, he needs to, how can I say it? Take a hit before he can appreciate the people who are there with him.
James, this is where it comes from. He's sitting there. He's like, James, you were not with me in the diamond mines at New York. You were not with me when I became a colonel at 12 years old in the People's Army. I was Colonel Starscream. You were not there.
Colonel Starscream.
You were not there when I came here in this country in a container with nothing but giraffes. I ate giraffe milk, James, sucked out of the teeth. Where were you? Hanging out with your friends, listening to the hip-hop music.
Here's the weirdest part about it. I can't go into much because I don't know what's going to happen. I was let go because I was told that I physically threatened someone.
Yeah, bro, because look at them guns you got on your arms now. I'm scared.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
You would physically threaten anybody.
Yeah, bro.
You know that. My boss made some statements to me about I don't care. And I said, I stood up. I didn't go run at him. I didn't yell at him. I didn't scream at him. I said, I want to look you in your eyes as I tell you this. Just like that. And I said, I go home months ago before I started my workout thing. I was stressed completely out from thinking my show was going to be canceled. How you told me it wasn't good. Do you think I just go home and feel great and just go sleep like a baby? No, I worry about that stuff because that was my livelihood. That was my job, how I supported my family. So yeah, I had to start doing some things for my mental health to get better, or I was going to give myself an ulcer. I was going to have a heart attack, man, if I didn't do something different. So yeah, I stressed out. So we're talking face to face. Nothing's going crazy. Then all of a sudden he tells me it's nonsense. I'm like, what do you mean it's nonsense? I'm not going to listen here and let you tell me nonsense. You can't tell me that Afro could cause you stress. And I'm like, that's when I realized how out of touch my boss was. He didn't realize that a job could give you stress. He honestly didn't believe that. Yeah, just look, he's like, that's nonsense. I'm like, what? Yeah, then he got angry and he goes, "Why are you talking to me so close?" I'm like, "I'm just standing in front of you. You're trying to intimidate me. You're trying to physically threaten me by putting your big body in front of me." I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Hold up. I think he said your big sexy body, and I'm
No, he
willing to
didn't.
stand in
No,
court and be
no.
like, you threaten me with your sexy, luscious lips. That's horrible.
Listen, here's what happens in a workplace. Even the boss, everybody needs an enemy. They do. They can't. And if it's not working, it has to be somebody's fault because it can't be mine. You know, and there are many times that I mean, I can't tell you how many times that my guilt keeps me out at night. My guilt keeps me going to an event when I'm too sick. Or
yeah,
I mean,
I've seen it. I've seen that.
Even the stand up. I just got my stitches out 2 days ago, and I wasn't supposed to be standing for 2 weeks. And they were like, "Hey, listen, you have a problem with your tendon. You need to keep this foot up the whole time." I did 4 shows. I was standing at my event the whole time.
Yes,
you know, I went to work every day. There was no leaving work. There was no this because I said, you know, if something happens to me physically, all right, but you know, I have a job to do. And some people don't get that. He doesn't get that. He's looking for an issue. He's failing because he refuses to allow other people to fail alongside him. And that's what you have to allow your management and your creative team to do. Yeah, so I'm the smartest guy in the room. Okay, but I'm not smarter than all 10 of you combined. I might be smarter than 2 of you, but I'm not, and I don't have the energy to do 10 of your jobs. So his issue is always going to be the same. I have people in my office 22, 23, 24 years old who are telling me the way the world is. Now I have to allow these people to fail. And then I have to be there to be supportive when it does. And sometimes they succeed. Sometimes they really do succeed in a great way. And
Absolutely.
I go, wow, that was a good idea. You know, because listen, I'm not perfect. So I have to allow somebody to make those mistakes. Every time you told me that you made a suggestion and he goes, "Yeah, we're not doing that. That doesn't work for me."
Yeah.
He wanted to take all the responsibility, but he was upset at you because you weren't he wasn't allowing you to take the responsibility.
Bro, here's the thing I'm going to say, and I want people to hear me when I say this. I do not regret any of the time that I spent there. And let me tell you why. I have learned so much from behind the camera, how certain programs work, how to edit, how to actually produce a show. I got to do some pretty cool things. I got to interview some of my comedic heroes, man. I got to do some good in the world. I got to give people a platform where they wouldn't even had an opportunity to be on that national level, and they actually prospered from it. So I feel great about my show, especially the Lowdown. I had a great time doing it. I loved every single minute I was there, even with all the stress. I loved the experience of that because that's what I always wanted. That was my dream. So, bro, I don't take anything away from it. And I wish all the people that are there, I wish y'all luck, man. I don't want nothing bad to happen. I want you guys to prosper.
Take some stuff. I hope you took office supplies and cleaning supplies. I hope when they were like clean out my desk, they were like, "James, you didn't come here with that printer." You were like, "You tell me I didn't. I'll use my big physically imposing body to scare you." They're like, James, you did not come here with that Xerox machine. If I didn't come here with it, dog, why didn't have my name on it? It's like hastily written in marker, James.
James, I walked out.
Fridge.
I was there about 2 or 3 times.
Hold on. I could take a break.
I could make you. Okay, go ahead.
Wait, okay. We got to take a break, but right now we're discussing the fact that I am no longer employed on TV.
James, I got no job.
I ain't got no job, man. I'm out here like Tommy.
You have a job. Don't go nowhere,
guys. We'll be right back right here on Real Laughs, Real Radio 104.1. Back, everybody. You are still listening to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host tonight, Mr. James Yan. I'm joined in virtual studio with some very good friends of mine, and we are all comedians in this crazy thing we call comedy. That's right. First of all, we got Jeff Kaufman from Kaufman and Lynn. Y'all know him and love him. And the guy that helped start all this hilarity 7 years ago. That's right, 7 years, Mr. Miguel Colon Jr. And joining us right now, a man with many names. Let's go through them all. First up, there was Baby Idris Elba. There was the South Got Something to Say. Then there was Cuter Than James. But right now, he's gonna be somebody from one of my favorite movies. He is Lil Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. What's going on, Playboy?
Man, guess what?
What's up, bro?
Ain't nobody here but me, son. I got the house to myself.
Oh, man.
On a girls' night. bruh, I'm in here. Hey, man, look. Hey, look, man. Hey, I done made a little bubble bath. Candles, B. Got a little crown waiting on me. You know
Get the
what I'm
forensic
saying?
files and the lotion ready, baby.
Good. You already know, bro. Hey, dude, I had to work over. I've been working overtime all weekend. That's why
Nice.
I'm late.
Yeah.
Because I ain't had no gigs, so I jumped in the queue to help out.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up with your unemployed ass? What I missed, dog?
Hey, bro.
Hey.
I just walked in and James stealing printers. What
Yeah,
we doing?
yo, James, yo,
Hey,
he out there.
Real quick.
Can I recap real quick? Let him know.
Go ahead.
Check it out. So
Go ahead.
James walked in the office, right? And his boss looked at him and was like, "Hey, good morning, James." He's like, "Hey, don't talk to me like that, son. I'm a goddamn star." And then they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, James." And then he walked onto the desk. He laid out a line of coke, and they're like, "Oh, you can't do blow in the office." He said, "This ain't an office. This is my studio." Rocked out a rail. And then Tight Mike was in the corner, and he was like, "James, I don't like it when you act like this." And James threw a bottle of bourbon up against the wall, and he was like, "Send me in one of them bitches from one of them other shows. I'm trying to pipe her down." And so they were like, "Hey, James, man, I get it. You the backbone of this operation. You the coolest dude here. You the funniest cat here." And they smacked his boss in the face and knocked all the blood diamonds out of his teeth. And then James was like, "Hey, bro." He was like, where's my ottoman?" And they was like, we don't got it. So next thing you know, they came in the office, and James had a boss on all fours. He had his feet up on him, right? And he was sitting there shirtless, rubbing his nipples, right? And then finally they were like, "James, we got HR wants to talk to you," and he shot the HR person. So that's my story.
Yeah, it pretty much went down like that.
A little bit like that. I can't remember all the details. Kevin.
Kevin. Yeah, man. So I am now the artist formerly known as an Afro employee. So that's where we at,
like,
man.
You gone for gone.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he's off like a prom dress. Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, man, I'm good.
You know what the craziest thing is, James? I bet you, James, you got home and you saw Michelle, and you were like, "I don't have a job anymore." And both your eyes lit up. You were like, "It's the dream. No kids, no job, no mortgage payment." Y'all just dancing.
Hey, bro, I'm so glad you said that, because here's the hardest part about a man. If you are a married man and you lose your job, you got to tell your wife.
100%.
So I called my wife right away. I was like, rip the Band-Aid off. I said, I told her what happened. Here's how I know that I married the right person. She goes, "Baby, it's okay. It was bound to happen anyway. You know that. Come on home."
Good,
bro.
Good relationship.
And I said, "You know what? It's gonna be all right." I didn't trip,
James, because you need to hear that. Because no matter how much you believe that, you and Michelle are a team. And I bet you your first thought is, "I let my teammate down."
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Yes.
And you need to hear it from your teammate. You need to hear it from your teammate.
Yes.
Because you're going to think, and I don't mean like you're irrational, but you're going to think irrationally. How's she going to up until that moment that it happened, you knew Michelle knows you're a hard worker, that you've dedicated yourself to this, that you would never do something to risk this. And then it happens, and there's a part of a person that you're like, I got to tell my teammate that I and Michelle's just, you and Michelle ride or die. She's such a good woman,
pretty much
such an understanding partner that she knows you didn't do nothing stupid, baby, to lose this job.
No,
you just were treated incorrectly, and that's why this is over. And then the big part about it too, little baby Kevin McAllister, is James stole the printer before he left.
I heard that part.
And then they came to the break room. Ooh. You know, if I was you two, I'd have broke the cord on the break room fridge.
Everything.
Like, everybody.
Hey, I don't know, when you got to return something, and they were like, you got to cut the cord and send them a picture of you.
Yeah.
I would have cut everything. I would have cut Tight Mike before I left.
I'd have sent the group chat, I'd have sent a picture of a dookie on a piece of toilet paper and been like, "It's hidden somewhere in the office." In one of the vents.
Hey, James, I'm going to tell y'all something. My wife does not know this, and she don't listen to the show, so it don't
talk
matter.
About it.
I cried when I got laid off.
I bet, man.
I know.
And I understand why. And I understand why.
It was 18 years. I was at this one job. I'm terrified. I've worked since I was 15 years old. I'm terrified. And I'm like, I'm going to chase this comedy thing now. You know what I mean? Like, let me chase this comedy thing, which, by the way, biggest mistake I ever made in my life. But yeah, man, I feel you, bro. Like when I got laid out, and I was here, I was upstairs, and I got called on Skype.
Your computer just stopped working.
Damn.
Hey guys, my keys aren't working.
They called me on Skype. They was like, "Hey, we logged in at 7 o'clock. They say don't touch a ticket, don't do nothing." I'm sitting there till 9:30, 2.5 hours. I'm just sitting there watching Unsolved Mysteries. I finally got the call, and I knew it was gonna happen. I told everybody the day before, the look on my manager's face when he left, he had teary. I knew I was getting laid off.
Damn.
And when he told me, I came downstairs. I told Sean, I says, "Hey, I got laid off." I told her everything that came with it, and she said, "Well, you can chase that comedy now." And I was like, "All right, if
that's a real one.
If you think that's what I should do," she said, "Yeah, let's just try it out." And she said, "If it ain't working in 6 months, we can go back to work." And I did it for a year. Did it for a year, man. So yeah,
that's
man,
beautiful.
I feel you, man. Still the dumbest thing I ever done in my life, but I did it for a whole year.
But you chased your. Hey, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this real quick. You chased your dream, man.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of courage to chase your dream.
James, but still the dumbest thing ever done in my life.
I understand.
Why? Hold on. I'm gonna ask you this question. Normally, when we think about dumb things, we go, well, that's because I could have done that doing something else. Well, what are you doing now that's so different than what you were doing when you had your last job?
Making money.
But you were making money before.
Yeah, but
not during comedy.
Bro, my house about to get foreclosed on. What are you talking about? Because of comedy. Because I chase comedy. I'm 46 years old. I don't need to be chasing comedy. I need to be at work. Chasing comedy for 19-year-olds.
Doesn't he sound like a dad? Doesn't he sound like a dad?
I ain't going to LA. I ain't going to New York.
No.
They almost took my car, bro. chasing bonkers.
Hey, one time, Ken, I was so broke. I was in my 20s, and I was so broke at one time, and I was worried they were gonna repo my car. And so every time I'd be dead asleep, and I would hear like a garbage truck. I would hear the beep, 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 and I would hop up like, oh, gotta move the car. Thinking it was a tow truck coming.
Hey, but I'm gonna say something real, Ken. I totally understand that because I'm a guy who prided myself on always having a job. Started working when I was 15, and I've always been a hard worker. So part of my identity, how I see myself, is always, okay, I'm a provider. That's what I do. That's the one thing that I bring to my relationship as a dad, as a husband. I am a provider. I've always been that. My kids have always seen dad go to work early, come home late.
You got no job now. Michelle's getting behind you now, player.
Bro, so not having a job, and Ken, it's a feeling that almost makes you ill.
Yo,
like, bro.
And plus the way we were raised, like, I was raised by a single mom, and
yes, I was.
And men went to work. Yes. I don't care what. Hey, everything she taught me, and you go ahead, Jeff. My mama was like, "Men go to work."
That's right. That's right.
And I was raised my whole life like that. I was in the Army. You and I both were in, and we know the deal. We can't stop. That's all whole thing. And here's the thing: I was 48 years old when I walked out of KEL, and man, walking away. This wasn't quitting. This wasn't like they fired me. This was, I can't live like this anymore.
And you said, I'm taking a chance on myself.
I'm going to start over again in the most competitive field on the planet. Hey, let's go into something easy. How about personal injury? It's not like John Morgan and Dan Newland have that stuff wrapped up.
Bro.
And
that's facts.
Yeah.
Bro.
And that's from doing foreclosures to personal injury. And everyone was like, Jeff, that's insane. Your name's on a building. I said, I can't live like this anymore. And I'm going to figure this out. And I went after it. And I'm still here because I believed in who I am.
Jeff had the Jerry Maguire. So who's coming
with
me?
Who's coming with me?
Hey, he had to go.
Dude, everybody wanted to come with me. That was the problem.
Who's coming with me? Hey, Lynn was just sitting there benching. He's like, where are we going? Lunch? I'll go with you. What are you doing? He walked out of the building. Where are we going? We quit. What do you mean we quit? We're on the building.
Hey, before they left, Lynn beat everybody up. He squeezed the spinach can.
Hey, Ken. Kaufman and Lynn walked right out, and then Lynn was like, hey, Jeff, hold up real quick. I left something. Let me go back. And he walked back in. And everybody looked at him. He closed the door and he locked it. And he was like, now you can't leave. He started cracking his neck. And then came back down. Bloody knuckle. Yeah. He got like his nose crooked. And he's like, it was that one kid. The one kid in accounting. He had a little gumption in him.
Hey, forget. He walked out with a printer. Why is James' name on this?
if this isn't my printer, why does this have my name?
It says James.
He couldn't finish the S. It's like Jame, a little bit of an S.
But you know what? I'm gonna say this, man. There's a couple of things that saved my life when I lost this job. I've learned a lot from this job, not just all positive. I had to learn some hard lessons. And one of those lessons I learned when we first got laid off during the pandemic, don't put your eggs in one basket. So I will say this to anybody listening to me. You can work at a place for a long time, but it's not guaranteed that you'll always have that job. No matter what they tell you, you are not family. Okay. It's your job. You are not your boss's friend. He is not yours. It's a relationship that's mutually beneficial. So do not think that one day they won't fire you or you have to get let go, because everything is business. That's right. And I did learn.
Shocked, James, my bad to cut you off, when people don't take their PTO.
Yeah.
Like people
take vacation.
Like they don't take vacation. I'm like, bro, do you know
they're proud of it?
Lay you off and be like, I've never taken a day off.
Yeah, you gross.
But you about to take the rest. You about to take this whole year off in a minute.
Yeah.
But trying to work again. My bad. I didn't mean to cut y'all.
No, but I was going to say this. There's exceptions to every rule. There are some places where they treat you exceptionally well, but those places are becoming far and fewer in between because people don't treat employees like they truly care anymore. It's very few places that will do that and make you feel good. And I'm talking about small little things make employees feel good. Like, hey, on every Friday, I'm buying everybody pizza. Like something simple. Yeah. I'm not talking about something that's going to break your back. But
I tell you what, what's even bigger than that, though, Jay, it's not, everybody knows the pizza party. You sitting there like, oh, thanks for the pizza. While I'm working Saturday, though. You know, it's just the honest to God thing is, and there's always going to be people who it's not enough for them. But just if your employer can understand you're an individual human being, like you come in late one day, you might ask, hey, man, what's up, man? Why are you late? Oh, car trouble. All right, man, make sure you take care of that. Instead of, around here, you can't be like, I don't want to hear, I'm 40 years old. I want to hear a lecture about why I can't be late. I know that.
At one of your stressful moments, like your car's broke down. You don't know how you're going to pick your kids up. You don't know how you're going to be able to get around. Hey, man, you need to, like, come on, dog.
Yeah.
Like,
just be a human and be like, all right, man, because we all know it's going to, especially taking into consideration whoever you're talking to. Oh, James never late. He's late today. I'd rather be, my thing is like this. Sometimes when guys are late, like at the castle, I'm like, hey, Chris is never late. I hope he's okay.
Okay.
Because that's my first thought. I hope this person's okay.
Hey, man, when we come back, we need to talk to Kaufman because he actually owned a business. Because every time we say something, he got facial expressions. Hey, so I need to know what he thinking. I didn't know what Kaufman thinking, bro.
I know what he's thinking, and I'm gonna say something real when we get back, man.
Bring it on, bro.
Because there's always an exception to the rule, and I got to give that gentleman credit because I've seen the stuff he does. Y'all don't go nowhere.
I watched him execute a employee in the middle of the hallway one day. He walked out. He said, "This is Marilyn. She's my favorite. No one's safe."
We'll be right back right here on Real Laughs Radio 104.1.
He laid there twitching.
Welcome back, everybody. You are still listening to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I'm your host tonight, Mr. James John. I am joined in studio with a bevy of comedians tonight. That's right, to make you guys laugh. Want to quickly remind you, if you are not following us on social media, shame on you. I need you guys to go to Instagram and follow us. I need you to go to Facebook and follow us. And I need you to go to YouTube. That's right, YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, people.
James ain't got no job, too. He wants you to go to his OnlyFans if you want to buy some feet.
Hey, if y'all like feet, okay, man.
Hey, why's that one toe purple? I'm diabetic. I didn't know I stepped on a nail. But that's right. Hot, too. Hey, also, James, man, I'm going to need you to watch that tone when you intro us. You ain't got no job. Don't be getting all sharp.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. Hey, you know the rule. You know, everybody here knows the rule, too. If they're in a relationship or if they're living with someone who's like a partner, anything. The minute you don't have a job, the next day you like extra helpful around the house.
Oh,
like, I'm gonna organize these DVDs, baby.
Hey, Miguel, it's so fun. Hey, because when I'm hanging out with Chris Alexander, local comic for y'all that's listening, Chris, he ain't on work, and sometimes he'll be like, "Hey, man, can I get a drink?" I was like, "I got you, man." Hey, can I get the crown? No, dog. You ain't got no job. Hey, let him get that Jack Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh, not Jack.
Chris, you drinking? Hey, Chris, you trying to drink job liquor?
Yo, that's job liquor.
Job liquor?
Hey, you know the thing on the bar? I said, just pour that in there.
Oh man.
That's
ABC whiskey.
Hey. You ain't got no job.
Whenever we smoke cigars with Chris and I'm done, I drop mine on the ground. I'm like, oh, Chris, I forgot, man. You won't pick that one up. That's all yours, yo.
I gotta tell y'all this. I gotta tell you this real quick. Let me tell you how real Michelle is. Y'all know my wife. She don't pull punches. She's one of the funniest people that I know. I wish she did stand up. She was like looking at the calendar today. She's working on tax. She's like, oh, baby, good news. You all for President's Day. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hey, you know what I thought you was gonna say? I swear, I thought you were gonna say she went to your job and beat the owner up.
Hey, right? You would believe that, wouldn't you?
Nah, she about to get his son to program a drone to strike the building.
Pretty much.
Yo, his son Oppenheimer.
Yeah. That drone, that drone tech flying, it's gonna be like 0015 Zulu 25. Are you sure this is a Taliban training center? It's in iDrive.
It's next to Pizza Hut and Juicy Crab.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the other drone operator next to him's like, bro, don't ask so many questions. Sometimes I just keep my eyes closed. Just where it goes, it goes.
Oh man! But I was gonna finish making my point was, man. I learned a while ago at that job.
You jobless mother.
I know. I understand, brother. I understand.
Get real loud, dog.
I learned not to put all my eggs in one basket, man. So two jobs saved my life. First off, shout out to Mr. Devin Siebold because he gave me a salary job working on Crying in My Car, podcast for teachers. That one. And I want to thank this gentleman that's on the show with us, Mr. Jeff Kaufman, because he also allowed me to get paid and do a podcast with him, a radio show under oath every Saturday. Y'all check it out. So if I didn't have those things and comedy going on, I would be real stressed out. But I walked out of there with my head up high and my wife not mad. And that's a great day for a marriage.
You foolish man. You should have slipped and fell right as you walked out of there. And Kaufman would have been there like, gotcha. You're like, yo, I slipped trying to take this printer of mine out of the building.
Gotcha. Crazy.
It's like, you mean that they negligently just left that printer over there so that anyone could steal? California law style. You telling me when you snatch and grab those Nikes from the store, they didn't have a wet floor sign?
Yeah.
Hey,
amateurs.
James, you was gonna talk to Kaufman about.
I was gonna say something. We talked about the fact that I was telling people, man, when you have a job, you got to be careful. Don't be fooled to think it's a family when they try to preach that. But there are exceptions to the rule, and I got to give that man credit. I'm not saying this because he's on the show, but it's real, and I tell him this all the time. He goes out of his way to treat his employees well, and he tells me all the time, "You have to do it." Not that I want to do it. He tells me, James, you have to treat your employees a certain way. I mean, he says, if you don't do it, what's the alternative? People are going to be angry with you. People aren't going to be satisfied. There's going to be dissension. People are going to be unhappy. He goes, once that starts, it's just a toxic circle that keeps going around. So I got to give him credit. This man does good things for his employees all the time. Like things I've never heard of. I don't want to blow your spot up, Jeff, but you take them on trips. You get them special things. Man, you do a great job. I want to shout you out for that. And thank you for letting me be on the podcast again, because it saved my life.
Listen, there's always this sucks because you got to fail a lot. And I'm going to keep telling you this. And when Ken's going, I shouldn't have done that. Man, if you can't learn from failure, you can't learn from anything. And this is the way this works. Nobody learns, oh, I made $7 million. I need to change right now. Nobody ever does that. They learn, oh, I just got my ass kicked. I mean, for example, you just lost your job. I think this week might be the perfect time for you to sit down and go, what do I want?
Yes.
And how am I going to get it?
That's right.
Because what happens is when you get caught up, we only have so much energy and time. And
true.
You know, when Ken said something, your business doesn't care about you. Maybe your business. You know, because I can tell you what, we were broke. During COVID, everyone was laying off people. I was going, I don't care how much money we lose. We're not firing. Nobody's getting let go. Nobody's doing this.
Damn.
I said, we're going to come back strong. We're going to fight this off. And I learned that lesson because my grandfather ran a factory in Ohio. They built aluminum siding. And he was on a trip and he came back and the whole factory burned down. I mean, it was literally, I'm talking about 3-acre building went down.
Damn.
And everyone, the whole city's like around it going, what are we going to do, Jerry? What are we going to do, Jerry? And he walked around that building 2 or 3 times. I mean, it takes about half hour to get around the damn thing. And he got back in his car. They go, what are you going to do? He goes, we're going to build it back. Tell everyone their salaries are okay. And we're going to come back stronger. And that's what you do as an owner. You figure it out because you're responsible for these people. You're responsible for their families. Now, I'll tell you what right now about Afro. I walked in there and I looked around and I could tell what was wrong in 2 seconds. I could tell the way the people were acting, the way the people felt, the way when the owner walked in, the way things went, the way the owner interacted with people. I said, he's probably leaving 40 to 50% on the table because he's not paying attention to his people in the sense that I'm allowing my people to make me better. I'm going to run this place better. I'm going to do things better. And every story I heard was the same thing. And it's easy for people to go, yes, sir. Yes, sir. But, you know, if they're not working for you, you're not going to do well. And that's just the thing. So, yeah, I agree, Ken. There are a lot of corporations, Verizon, they don't care.
Nah.
You know, I'm not going to say the names of these companies. They're your numbers. That's why Disney will go, okay, we're going to lay off 15% of our workers this month. How do you decide 15% is the number? And what 15% are you choosing? So that's a corporation. A company is one where when somebody dies or somebody's sick in that company, that owner goes to the hospital. That owner doesn't care how long it's going to take you to get back. We're going to work around it. Your salary, don't worry about your salary. We've got you. And that's just who it is. So I want to talk to you after the show. You know, I don't want to talk about this on the air. Yeah. But I think the issue is, what do you want? And maybe I can help you get there.
Understood, man.
Just take that shirt off first, boy.
Yeah, James,
show me how bad.
James, he dressing unemployed.
Yeah, bro. He came in with the no job uniform. James got a wife beater on. He behind a bunch of DVDs because he wants to sell them.
He's trying out for cups. Man. Yeah.
Hey, getting his body in shape, y'all.
Hey, James, if you can speak on it, are you the only one?
Oh yeah, I was the only one. Yeah. The way it went down, yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, you know, I was the only one too.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we had people who took the package. I was the only one. They was like, "Hey, dog,
dang,
hey, can we holler at you, bro? Comedy doing good, ain't it? You don't need this." Really, that's why my manager the next day to hit me up. He was like, "Yeah, and plus I know you're doing comedy, so I know you probably didn't really need this."
He's trying to make him feel good about himself.
I was like, "Do you not? You think I'm Kevin Hart? Like,
yeah.
What is if I was making that money, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have needed y'all.
Afro's healthcare. If I got Kevin Hart money."
Afro's so African too, man. They were like, take your severance package, a leopard and some AK-47 parts. How many circumcised women wives do you want?
That is funny.
For real, bro. I would have walked up out of there with some vibranium, bro.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah. Hey, I would have walked up out of there with Captain America's shield. Like, no, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve this.
I just recognize something though. Afro Entertainment has now more white workers than black ones.
Yo. That's funny.
They're trying to get things done, buddy. They're trying to get things done.
That's funny.
Yeah. So hey, like real talk, James, like just to let the listeners know, you are always available for like private bookings for shows.
Absolutely.
Like that. And also, man, you know, he might get strange for some change now, guys. You know? Like I'll be like, James, man, how did that private booking go? He's just crying in his car. He's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Hey,
you want to pop eyes?
Yeah. Buddy, like, hey man, he wanted me to cut my camera on, and he just wanted to look at me.
Yeah. Hey, you better hit that dude back up.
You better hit that dude up, God, James.
Bro,
hey, player.
Y'all laughing, but that dude not got an appointment tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, that dude's just gonna pop up as the 5th person on Real Life. Just sitting there,
like,
lotioning up his
James
breast,
holding that pineapple logo by his head.
Hey, James, he hanging out in the villages with a cigarette hanging from his mouth with short shorts. So you looking for a third, Zaddy? What's up, Zaddy? Hey man, hey, that you on that 75 strong where you can't eat after certain hours. That's gonna be real easy now that you ain't got no job.
Oh my God, man, I love you.
I'm dieting. I'm on that cry all night and drink water.
Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. Y'all want some of this?
I'm happy, but you seem like you're handling it well, man.
Oh my God.
And good for you. Because honestly, think about it. Like, how old are you now, Jay?
I'll be 48 in May.
Imagine this at 38.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like your mind,
kids
like,
young and stuff too.
Like you are at a good point in your life where you know this could be a blessing in disguise. My dude.
Is this a census year? Because I don't want you to set back the African American community with like,
bro.
How old are you? 48, jobless.
Yeah, bro. We just dropped 10%, and because of Jay.
Hey, there's gonna be hey, Joe Biden's gonna be outside James's house. You see what they're going through? You know?
Yeah.
I'm listening. 48.
Hey, Jay's gonna be at the DNC standing behind Biden with
a Wakanda uniform on. I don't even wear this.
And Jay's a registered Republican at that.
That's funny. No, I'm independent now. I'm a recovering Republican.
Because we ain't got no job. You can't be a Republican with a job.
That's true.
They kick you out.
Thing.
They kick you out.
Yeah, you unemployed. Yeah, you unemployed. You got to be independent.
They take two things away when you're not a Republican. When you get unemployed, they take away the fact that you can be in the Republican Party and proper diction, not speak Ebonics.
You 48 unemployed black male, man. They're gonna be like, oh, this ain't the look.
Yeah. Oh, you ain't got no job.
Yeah. Hey James, and they take away all the white women from you. So
they do. And your rifle. They take your rifle away. No, you can't have this rifle.
You ain't got no job no more.
Oh, look at you. Oh
my goodness.
We know where your emails are too. Yeah, all that, man. Oh, so I had to give back some stuff. You ever get stuff from your job and you start using it like it's your own? Like I had to give back my laptop. I'm like, oh, that had everything on it.
You had to clear some files too.
Yo, son. Bro, no lie, right here. I had to buy a whole hard drive. So I have a hard drive for Real Laughs and all our radio stuff, and I have a hard drive for like my personal stuff. And half of it is stuff from 18 years of work.
Wow.
18 years of work on this thing, bro.
Hey guys, we about to get out of here, man. We ran out of time, but thank you guys. I appreciate you brothers for supporting me through this time of me being unemployed. But I'm not really unemployed. I still got 3 jobs. But you guys, thank you for listening, and always be sure to follow us on social media. On behalf of my friend Lil Kevin McAllister, aka Ken Miller, Miguel Colon Jr., and Jeff Kaufman. Y'all have a wonderful night, and we will see y'all tomorrow on Tuesday. Ken, tell them what to do.
Take your ass to bed.
We out.
Because you got to work tomorrow, not like James.